Welcome back to Absolute Chefing. By the way, that's the name of the channel, guys. This is not your ordinary cooking show. I will help you to prepare for the culinary journey that you're about to begin. And together, we will make sure that you win that war. Like I promised before, here I am with a new recipe, one of my absolute favorite. A simple one, but yet very powerful. It's like the Java of the soups. I'm sure my friends get this joke. These are the ingredients that you're going to need. Okay, let me take you through it. Extra virgin olive oil, about 3 tablespoons. Roughly chopped, cleaned. Spinach, about 1.5 cups. Green lentil, soaked for an hour, cleaned and drained. 1 lemon, you're not gonna need all of it. Shallots, 2 of them, diced. 2 stalks of celery, diced again. Half a carrot, peeled and diced. If you have noticed the size of the celery and the carrot, it's pretty much the same size as the lentils you got in here. That's the size we are looking at, right? And then you have your garlic, 4 to 5 cloves of garlic sliced very thin. And bouquet-garni, a bunch of herbs that's been tied together, which you're going to drop in your soup or stock to impart flavor, is called a bouquet-garni. And here, peppercorns, about 1 teaspoon. And cloves, 5 to 6, that's it. A little bit of curly parsley. Chicken thighs, back attached, fat trimmed. You can use the skin, that's okay. I will take you through the cooking process very soon. And here, what you see in this bowl right here, guys, this is all the trimmings that I got while prepping these vegetables. We are going to need this. One thing that I like about the soup is there is minimum waste. You can use all that, right? So I'm going to show you how you're going to do it. A pot with cold water, that's where you're going to make your stock. A good stock is the base of a good flavorful soup or a sauce. So in here, we are going to add that trimmings that we got while prepping the vegetables, right? There you go, let it go in. It's very important that you use cold water while preparing stock because you want them releasing all the flavor they can in that stock. If you use hot water, it kind of seals in itself and it's not going to release the full flavor that you're looking for. Peppercorns, cloves, and bouquet-garni. There you go. Very important, guys. You don't want your stock getting to a rolling boiling. All you need is simmer. Simmer it for about 45 minutes to get a nice flavored stock. That's what you're going to do. So the chicken, you got 2 pieces. Flip them over. You got a small technique that I can show you here. So this is how it comes. You move the skin backwards and then you see this layer of fat right here. You want to cut like a 1/2 centimeter away from that fat. Look at that. Right through like a butter. Now the chicken can go into that stock pot. You can leave the skin on. It's okay. Let it go in. And you got some time until the stock is ready. So it'll take about 45 minutes. You can add a touch of salt. You don't need a lot, just a touch of salt. That's all you need. And let it simmer. While that is getting ready, before we start, for the young budding chefs, this job can take you to the limit of satisfaction or drag you down to hell. All those big brand names like the Sheraton, Hilton, Marriott, Ritz-Carlton, Shangri-La. I'm actually a product of Marriott and the Ritz-Carlton itself. And I got some interesting stories to tell you guys. You need to sit tight. Once you decided that you want to be a chef, there are a few things that you want to ask yourself. And guys, it's not all bad. I can promise you that. Let me serve you that bitter truth in a silver platter. I am not trying to disappoint anyone here, guys. But let me tell you, let's face the reality, right? Things that are good to know before you put your foot in. You have to be mentally tough. And how willing are you to lose almost all of your social life to a point where you don't know how to behave in public, to lose your work-life balance. Forget about the holidays. You're not going to get none of that. Putting in the extra hours, I'm talking about 14 to 15 hours minimum without any sort of exaggeration, guys. Being on your feet for an extended period of time, painful. Surviving on just breakfast or just one meal a day for most of the days. These are just to name a few what it takes you to survive. Self-motivation is the key, guys. It's easier said than done, but if you can do that, that's great. And if you can spread it around, even better. Your colleagues will love you for that. All right, let me stop there for today. We'll talk about all the good stuff in the next episode. So let's get cooking. This is how the stock is right now. Make sure you don't cover the stock pot. If you cover it, it'll get all cloudy. You don't want that. While you're preparing the stock, you need to skim off all this shit that's coming up, right? You don't need that. Get rid of it. As you can see, the stock is ready to go. Now I'm going to remove that chicken and then strain the stock. That is the stock strained. Here is the chicken. I'm going to wait until this is cold enough for us to handle. I don't want to burn my fingers, so let's just wait. Let's get started with the soup. Once your pot is hot, add your olive oil. You can use olive oil or coconut oil, doesn't matter. I prefer to use olive oil for this particular recipe because this doesn't require high temperature cooking, right? Each particular oil have a certain smoking point. For example, this olive oil have a lower smoking point, which means it starts smoking or it starts burning at a lower temperature compared to a coconut oil, which has a higher smoking point. That's one of the reasons I prefer coconut oil for searing or, caramelizing stuff. When I'm talking about caramelizing, there are sugar content in every vegetables. So when you cook in high temperature, they releases the sugar, and that is what caramelizes and brings the color and flavor to a dish. So the oil is hot. First thing first, garlic, shallots, carrots, and celery. Now we're going to mix them up, have them slightly translucent. That's when you add your soaked up lentils. And no, you're not adding any salt in it right now. Once the lentil is nice and cooked, that's when you want to add your salt. And now let's add the lentils. Lentils goes in. You really don't want to fry the lentils, so I'm going to add the stock right away. While you're waiting for the lentil to cook, I got something else for us to do. So here it is, guys, the chicken. I've removed the skin because you don't need that. Now I'm going to slowly pull that meat apart from the bones. Right here, just like that. By pulling the chicken like that, rather than cutting it with a knife and chopping it up, this adds texture to your soup. Looks like the lentil is already cooked. It barely took 15 minutes to do that. As the lentil is cooked, I'm going to add the chicken, which is already pulled and ready. That's going in. Now add your salt. That should be it for now. We'll taste it and finish it off in the end. Once that is coming to a simmer again, that's when you want to add your spinach. Now you can add a little bit of crushed black pepper, not too much. There you go. To the soup, which is already out of the fire. And help yourself with a nice, hearty, flavorful soup. And someone is here ready for the soup, right? I know. And there you go. That is a very simple recipe that you can try at home. So let me tell you what is waiting for you guys in the next video that I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you how you can make some extra money when you're home at this difficult time and you don't have a job. And this, believe me, this is not gimmicks. I've tried it. I'm doing it. I'm still doing it. And I'll tell you how. Please subscribe and show your support. And that's it for today. Bye for now.